Hello, and welcome to Apostolic Teens Podcast. I'm your host, Hudson Livingston. Thanks for joining us. Hello, and welcome to Apostolic Teens Podcast. I'm your host, Hudson Livingston. Thanks for joining us. On today's episode, we actually have a very special guest. It's the owner of Ace Ties, Gabe Adams. We got him on with us. And first of all, I want to say that the tie I'm wearing today is actually from Ace Tie. This episode is presented by his business, Ace Ties. This is a gray. It's got gray accents and white accents and black, and looks really good with what I got on. And so, again, this episode is presented by Ace Ties. But it's good to have Gabe on the podcast with us. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Gabe.
My name is Gabriel Adams, 16 years old. I guess I could consider myself carrying a lot of different roles. I started my tie business this year, actually, back in at the beginning of the year. But other than that, very involved in my church, serving several different ministries. I'm just excited to see you all day.
Yes, sir. It's an honor to have you. One thing we have in common is that we're both PKs. So if you know, you know. And I know you do a lot of music production and stuff like that. And am I right? You're doing some music production for your church. Is that right?
Yeah, me and some of our band, and I'm actually working with several other people right now, but we're working on getting a single out.
Nice.
It's coming together slowly but surely, but we're gonna get it out.
And it's going to be on Apple Music, right?
Yeah, it should be published everywhere.
You got any like sneak peek, like what's the name of the song or?
Well, we're shooting for the name. God did that.
Yeah.
Um,
Is
we
it
have
fast or
several
slow?
different. It's fast.
Oh,
It'll actually go into a scout, so it's kind of cool.
oh, cool. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. So are y'all gonna record it in a service, or y'all gonna try to do like a live, or y'all gonna try to do like in studio?
We'll probably do a studio or do a live and then do a studio edit.
Okay, that sounds nice. I can't wait to uh hear that song on Apple Music, and let us know when it comes out, and we will give y'all a shout on Apostolic Teens Podcast. Anyways, your dad pastors Heritage Church in South Haven, Mississippi. Uh, I love Brother Adams, and I love what y'all do. But basically, what we wanted to talk about today, we talked about it earlier. That basically life. Why are we here, and what are the stuff we leave behind? Like, what impact are we making on life? So I'm gonna let you go ahead, Gabe.
Well, so as I said, I carry a bunch of different roles. I started doing I guess what you would consider real estate. I'm helping my dad flip a
Nice.
house in his business, and I was tearing down some paneling in this bonus room, and I got to thinking, why am I doing this? Like, I have nothing else better to do, but what am I going to be doing with the rest of my life? In fact, why am I even living? And so I got to thinking, and I see it happen to several people, but life as a teenager, as a grown up, you tend to get your life boxed into a checklist. Your checklist would be to make money, get married, raise some good kids, and then at the end of the day, go to heaven.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong, those are solid goals. But the more I thought about it, I started to realize that there's more. There's way more than that,
Right.
and I feel like it's never talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I guess it would kind of start off with curiosity. We stop asking questions when we get older that it's a weakness not to know something. So most people would just pick up a book they don't understand,
Mm-hmm.
and it's usually written by an author who wants to proofread everything and don't want to set it straight.
Right.
But in a way, we have such a curiosity in our mind where we want to figure out. Somebody said it this way: in order to know how bad the world is, you got to live in the world.
Right.
You so in a way, being curious keeps your spirit alive. And I'm not saying, get out of church and go live in the world, but you got to
Right.
understand where I know people that come from, people who are ex-drug addicts, this, that, and the other, and now they're living for God today, winning souls.
Right. And plus,
Um,
it's curiosity is God given, but it's important to make sure that curiosity doesn't go too far.
exactly. Anyway, I feel like curiosity is it's a big part of it, but we don't need to overuse it because sometimes we will get ourselves into situations that we, some way in the flesh that we try to get ourselves into, but when it comes to the spiritual realm, that we did not even mean to approach it with that kind of mentality.
Right.
I guess that leads on to my next point of you got to be open with people. You got to be able to have brothers and sisters where you can call them if you're going through something, where you can call them at 11, 12 o'clock at night and have a straight up surface level relationship.
So we need to make sure we have real friends, not just surface level. And so expound, just go deeper in that real friendship. What are we going at right here?
I guess instead of tearing each other down, you need to hold each other up. Even if they call you and being like, oh, I just ate at a restaurant.
Hmm.
Okay, well, you got to have a good relationship because before you get to the big things, you got to take responsibility over the small things.
Right.
And I
Exactly.
think that says that in the book of Matthew, chapter, let me double check. I'll actually read it. So you read about the talents, uh Matthew 25, chapter verse 15, or verse 15. And unto one he gave 5 talents, and to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. So we can already see by that he takes what he has and he uses it to his advantage. Well, I tell you one thing that we all have. There's 8 billion people in this world. Surely there's somebody that you can talk to. Now, my God, you may have to go and meet somebody if you just have no friends. But you may consider yourself not having any friends, but I can tell you this much. What are you liking on Instagram? Whose stuff do you like the most?
Right.
And another thing is, are you in close contact with your pastor? For most people, that might not strike a nerve, but usually the people who backslide, they're trying to keep it on a friendly golf clap, sit on the back pew. They're trying to keep
Right.
it
Right.
in a just, okay, I don't want to bother my pastor. I'll tell you, if you got a problem, your pastor's there for you.
Right. He's not there to beat you down, He's there to help you.
Exactly. Now, and I like what you said there, but I'm also going to put you straight. If he needs to, he will step on your toes.
Right. Right.
And he's going to give it to you straight. And I don't know about you. I mean, some people are uncomfortable, but I love clear communication.
Correct. Right.
And as I said earlier, I'm doing music. It's if I don't think something sounds good, I'll go ahead and tell that person. I'll say, hey, what you're playing is garbage. Like, I'll let them know.
That's a nice
But
way of
I
saying
feel
it.
like, well, but you can also see that in the first translation of the Bible. It's clear.
It's
They
blunt.
don't
Yeah.
try to make it feel good. You don't.
Yeah. KJV.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing wrong with any other translation, but you got to understand you can't twist and bend the book to you.
Right.
You got to preach it straight.
Right. And we got to make sure that we do it in love. Like, I noticed that
Exactly.
Brother Cox, he's a pastor, Nathan Cox. Every time I hear him preach, it seems like he's stepping on my toes. But the way he does it is he's giving you a whooping while rubbing you on the back. It's crazy. And it makes you
It
like him more.
reminds me when your dad's whooping you and he's like, Man, this hurts me more than it hurts
Yeah.
you.
Well, why don't we trade places then, you know? You got to have people. That's why your pastor's there. He's a good accountability, someone to be accountable to.
You gotta have people you can talk to, because if you don't already, you're gonna have some stuff. You're gonna have some old wounds, disappointments, things we try to push down way at the bottom of our heart, making sure nobody knows it. But at the end of the day, somebody's gonna see your face and see your emotions. They're gonna realize, okay, something happened.
Right.
Now, it don't matter how good you're finding it. Someone's gonna know, or if somebody don't know, you know, and it takes it, and it takes a, and it decides to take the driver's seat instead of you. Quit living life looking in the rearview mirror. Tell you one thing, healing isn't just automatic. It takes intention. Whether it takes, whether you're pushing through prayer or you're just trying to better yourself, which should be through prayer.
And those people will help you heal.
And here's another thing: you can't ignore your pain.
Right.
You're going to have to face it.
That's good.
But that's how you got to do it. You just got to face it. I mean, everybody has stuff they're not proud of, but as Brother Cody Marks preached at Peak about scars, you can rise above them and you can conquer the world.
Right. You got two options. You can let it hinder you from what God's called you to do, or you can face it and push through it.
Exactly. And here's another thing, is the devil knows you can conquer it. And that's why he tries to walk on eggshells, but that's why he also tries to make the ice so thick. Another thing is, when you're successful, you're going to feel good. But are you stable? Are you building a legacy? It's how people feel because of who you are, not because you are right now. I guess the question is, did you leave the world better than you found it? When you leave this lost world,
Right.
can you say, okay,
Step into eternity.
I made a difference?
Right.
I guess people consider legacy something that is built while you're here.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look, you can realize that a legacy is built after you leave.
Right.
And you build it every day without even realizing.
Right.
And you finally realize when you're in heaven and you look down and say, oh, I left a legacy of drugs and alcohol, or I left a legacy of oneness and heaven. Life is not just about the goals. It's about the deep stuff. It's about the deep prayers. It's about the things that don't make the real. It's about the stuff. It's about the prayer meetings that you have.
That's how you'll make a legacy for His glory and not ours, of course, but that's how you'll make a legacy.
Exactly. Your life should not still be a checklist. Yes, those things will more than likely happen, but are you leaving yourself behind, or are you bringing you, your ministry, your legacy, and are you handing it off to somebody else to carry it? Because your church will not grow if you do not have a vision.
That's right. That's right. Because eventually, like, a good point is that eventually I will grow old, or I will maybe move on, not from the church, but maybe I'll move on and there will be no one to play the drums. And that's why, it's important to be training up somebody to take your place, and leaving that legacy behind or as in, like, I'm no longer able to play the drums. I didn't teach nobody. I was just worried about just doing what I was doing, not making sure for the future that whenever I was gone, everything was going to be all right. And then there's nobody to play the drums.
Exactly. Your life does not need to just reproduce itself. It should not be, well, I got to go to work this morning, or, well, I'm just getting up for church. My youth leader preached a message he was talking about salvation. Why do we need salvation? Oh, yes, because we need to be saved. But why? I mean, I get the streets of gold, but I'll tell you the reason why. So we only have one shot at this. We don't have 9 lives.
Right. Good point.
We got one shot at this, and he put it like this. He said, "I'll work in a hot shop all day, but I tell you what is more hot, and that's hell itself. Hell is hot, and you don't want to. I mean, you ever put your hand on a stove, you're gonna want to remove it real quick. If you make it downstairs, you can't get out. You can't take your hand off of it.
That's a
Say
good
eternal
point.
thing.
That's why you just don't
And
touch the stove. Just
and
make
I
it
feel like so many people don't take it serious because everybody thinks that they'll get the chance to survive through a car accident or
right.
exactly,
I mean, he wants to give you an expected end, but sometimes the end comes before you can even realize it.
exactly. And I feel like that's why people say life is so short.
Mm-hmm.
You have these up and downs, but at the end of the day, your checklist is going to get interrupted. You're going to have something, okay? Hey, but before I got married, I had a car accident that paralyzed me from the neck
Mm-hmm.
down. You're gonna have something come up, and it's gonna add some stuff. And okay, well, I gotta deal with this before I deal with that, and that becomes priorities, and that's a whole nother topic. But you got to make sure that you're sticking to your mission, and that is to get home, to make it, and to make sure your curiosity don't take place. Make sure you're bringing somebody with you, and making sure you're rising above what you came from.
Right. That's good. And I'm really glad we got to talk about that today, about leaving behind a legacy and the things that are needed to leave behind a legacy, as like we talked about, deep friendships, not just surface level, but deep friendships. And because if we don't have those deep friendships, we won't be able to get over the pain. And without the healing from that pain, as per the March preach at Peak this year, we won't be able to, do what God has called us to do. And there's so much more to that. But I'm so glad that you came on to talk with us today.
Yes, sir. I enjoyed it.
Well, we really appreciate you, and we want to say thank you to all the listeners. Thank y'all for tuning in again. Sorry that these episodes are getting spread out more and more apart, but we're trying to work through this. It's been a really busy summer, and we appreciate your patience on everything, especially the hoodies. Yes, we are still working on that. So, anyways, that's another episode of Apostolic Teens Podcast. We'll be back in the regular studio hopefully next time. But until then, see you later. Thanks for joining us today on Apostolic Teens Podcast. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. And I think that's it. So we'll see you next time here on Apostolic Teens Podcast.